Furthermore, I wish to know who was responsible for last night's outrage.
Huawei Show. Huawei Show.
These, my dear sir,
Yes, welcome to the Huawei Show Radio TV, and obviously this is DJ Grizzly, and I'm hanging out with Liam. Am I saying it right?
You're saying it right, Liam.
Liam Van
Van
Vuuren.
There we go.
Oh, okay, because it was separated.
Yes.
It's not one word.
It's hyphenated. So it's
Yeah.
Liam Van Vuuren.
Okay.
There we
I'm
go.
hanging out with Liam Fire.
On fire.
On fire. Yeah, man. And today we're gonna just have a convo about passions, right? And him being a representative of the Westrand community, the whole of Westrand, right? So people from other places, other countries, other universes, wherever they come from, when they're looking for a representative of the Westrand, we need to put you there.
No pressure, right?
No pressure. So yeah, man. Liam, who's Liam? Like, where do we start? Like, who are you? Who are you, man?
I think to start off from young, that shaped me. I think it is coming from not just a rosy background.
Yeah.
At a young age, I learned that I'm going to have to work hard. I have to go to do my part in life.
Yeah.
I then became an entrepreneur within the marketing sector.
All right.
I pursued my love for dancing,
Yeah.
becoming a Latin and ballroom dance instructor.
Oh yeah.
I also
I like women that do ballroom dancing and whatnot. They look like they lift weights. They fit.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's a good 4 hours of training per
Yeah.
day. On my side,
Okay.
more professional goes for 8 hours
Yeah.
a day. So I hope they look like.
So you don't do it professionally, or you used to.
I used to do it professionally. I had an injury, and then I started doing teaching.
How did you get an injury dancing?
I fell off a
Because
slope.
when you're at a party, you only get injuries when somebody steps on you or you hit a table. If you're training, how do you get an injury? Or was it during a competition?
It was during a show, so
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to be part of a show, and I stepped wrong, had an injury, stopped dancing for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Drove past the dance palace here in the Westrand on Ondakas, and I thought, let me go in for a free lesson, I miss dancing. I ended up becoming a dance instructor there, and it's been 7 going on 8 years that I've been instructing, and it's been so much. It's the different side of the coin, and it's been
So you're still instructing with the whole dancing?
Yes.
I thought you quit after getting hurt.
No. I think, dancing, once it bites you and it's part of your soul and who you are as a person, you just stay with it.
So if you're doing this for 7 on to 8 years, and you were in the business world as well, are you still doing both?
I still
or
do
you
both.
doing more dancing, less?
No, I still do both.
Okay.
I still, I do the business side. Then in the evenings, I still go train.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, I still found time to do pageants.
So tell me. No, we're gonna get to pageants. I just need people that don't know you to get an idea of who you are. Understand? We don't want to jump into conclusions to say, this guy is a pageant guy. No. So during the whole COVID mission, right? With my experience, this is how I decided to open the Huawei Show Radio TV, because I didn't just want to sit around.
Yes.
Right? So during that period, did this inspire you to continue with the dancing, and did you get better, or has it been just a thing for the longest time?
I think during COVID, we all needed to reinvent ourselves if we wanted to see a future. Like you said, you started, the station. And the dancing sector was affected tremendously, as well as the marketing sector. That was the first place that, you got hit in. And I reinvented myself in a sense of starting my own company. I then, when dancing opened, you still had your training, you still pursued. So when we were able to go back and dance and see our students, I approached it with a different love.
Okay.
And I think that love and passion resonated in, just growing us as a studio, and our studio now has been picking up again, and it's just been a wonderful year. You're seeing people coming back to dancing, coming back to social lives, coming back to...
So do you also experience situations where couples, like married people that want to get married, come to you guys and say, look, we need to learn how to
Definitely.
What's it called? There's this word. Is it choreography? Am I saying it right?
So what we'll do is they come in and I choreograph a whole set for them, their first dance. We work together. We normally work together for about 14 hours, get them topped up and shaped. And a big shout out to all my wedding couples. They're all getting married this weekend and next weekend and all that.
So also, because there's this thing that dancing is for skinny people, right? So do you also have that rule that, look, you need to have a dancing body, or is it open for everyone?
I think dancing is a passion, and if you can move, you can... I always live by the motto, if you can walk, you can dance, regardless of your size.
So you're born with the rhythm?
Not necessarily I can beat that into you.
Right.
So, I have a student, and she's a plus size woman.
Okay.
And a lot of plus size women come in and they go, "Oh, I can't move like that." And I always use the student as a reference because she is the lightest on her feet. She's lighter than what I am on my feet.
Yeah.
And it's regardless your size, your age. If you want to, you can.
Yeah.
And that's my big thing. Just put your mind to it, put the hours in, and do what you want to do. I think that's the general approach to life.
Yeah. So from doing business, you did dancing, you got an injury and came back. So how did the whole pageant, is that the right word?
Pageant is the right word, but I would
your tone came with a but in it.
So before I get to the but, I think I can tell you how this all started and then where the but comes in.
Right.
So I also host a show, and on the show I had a big title winner, Miss Universe South Africa, and I belittled pageants, and undermined the platform that it stands for. She then said to me, "Why don't you try do a pageant?"
Like, did she say it in that way? Like, she had a serious feel, like, try it?
Yes. She
Oh, it's like, try it.
She was like, "Oh, try it."
Yeah.
I dare you try it.
Try it. Okay.
I then entered into the pageant, not thinking, you would get anywhere in the pageant, because I'm not from the pageant background.
Yeah.
I always say, I am not the pageant person you thought would wear the sash.
Yeah.
And I walked the walk.
Okay.
Worked with the community.
Wait. Before we get into the details of it, like the seriousness of it, just take us through you going home, right? Like, you're in a car, you're driving like pageants, and you get home and you relax on your couch. Like, what was going through your mind before you decided, look, I'm gonna enter?
I was like, how difficult can this be?
Yeah.
How difficult can this be? The worst is I'm gonna have to put on some base on my face and look pretty, right?
Yeah.
That was my thought.
Yeah.
Grabbed my phone, got online, got the entry form, entered.
Also, you already knew that the Westrand pageant was on.
Yes.
Okay.
So I knew that was happening, so I was like, I'm gonna enter. I'm gonna do this. Can't be that difficult.
Yeah.
To my utter surprise, it opened and changed my view completely.
So this is you now, right? First time you applied, everything went well, we approved, The first thought when you walked through that door, what was it? Like, everybody's there now.
So it wasn't really that you met the contestants and all that. Your journey started with yourself, reaching out to your community, and I think my first moment was walking into my very first event.
Okay.
And seeing the people, hearing their stories, getting to their background.
Also, there's a campaign before
you run
everything
a whole
else.
Campaign. It's a year's campaign.
So you're like the counselor of the place.
Yes. So you then start and you work on campaigns. You raise a voice. You work with your community, and through that, it completely changed me.
Yeah.
It completely changed my view. It completely changed my view on wearing a sash and the glamour life. It is not that.
Yeah.
You look at pageants and you think it is stunning designer suits and it is the best outfits that the ladies can buy, perfect hair, perfect makeup, and they get tiaras and sashed, and it's just beautiful. But we don't realize the work, the passion, and the compassion that goes into obtaining that title.
Okay.
It completely changed me as an individual.
So it changed you because of the work that goes in behind the scenes, or it changed you because you won? Which one?
It changed me for the work that goes into it. It opened my eyes. I think winning this title, I never expected it.
So were you a people person before this, or like were you not a people person? Like, I'm trying to understand the work that you put in there. Did you have assistants, or were you just originally a people person?
I had assistants in I worked with other finalists in with my campaigns and so on. Ruan, who also won Mr. Krugersdorp, we worked very closely together.
Yeah, so Ruan is sitting behind the scenes.
Yeah, hiding
and he
away
doesn't
for
want to
today.
appear, but it's okay. We'll get him on camera. Yeah?
At some point. So you work with a lot of people, and I think I was always a person that cared and wanted to make a change and wanted to be there for my community. It also comes from my past and the path that I had to walk.
Okay.
That I knew I wanted to make a change.
So if we're making changes and we're taking our past experiences into this, is this something that you want to talk about, or we're just going to brush it off and move on to?
No, definitely. We can talk about that.
Okay.
I'm very open to talk about it.
So what is it that you were walking, which path were you walking in that you felt that it needed a bit of a change? Because right now I'm trying to incorporate you talking about this journey and your journey at the same time, because I feel like it's two different journeys, because it's two different lives.
It is it's definitely two different lives, and it's a life that I want to still talk about.
Okay.
Because people are going to see me, they're going to see me dressed up all nice on stages, presenting stuff, wearing a sash, and think it's a nice life, it's an easy life. I got that just.
Yeah.
I was homeless.
No, we call it a soft life.
A soft life, you know. Yes, and it's not a soft life at all. Due to some family decisions back in the day, we ended up being homeless.
Okay.
I ended up using drugs.
Okay.
I was down and out in my life. And I made a decision, a conscious decision, that will not be who I am. And I want to use this platform and use my story and tell the youth, tell people in that same situation, you can rise above. This is not who you are meant to be. I did it.
So
it took a lot of work.
When in this time in your life did you feel that, you know what, this is not working for me? Like, did you have assistance from people looking from the outside in, or the people that you were around, did they advise you that, look, this is not you?
Yes.
Like, how did it happen?
I was, when you're down out and you using and you're just doing you feel you're living your best life, quote unquote,
Okay.
And my mom pulled me in one day. She said, "This is enough. This is enough. I know what you've gone through. I know, but this is not who you are." And the disappointment in not just my mother's eyes, but the disappointment in my brother's faces. I'm the oldest, and I disappointed.
All right.
I disappointed a family as an entity.
I think I may have misheard you. Was your whole family like in a situation where you guys were homeless, or was it just you specifically?
No, it was my entire family.
Oh, okay. So you are the one that went through a phase of saying, look, if this is happening, then
I couldn't deal
nothing
with it.
worse can happen from this.
Exactly, because you know what, and it's all part of my platform, and that's probably why it's part of my platform, is we don't deal with our emotions. We try to hide our emotions.
Yeah.
What's the best way to hide our emotions? We either turn out in violence, we turn out in abuse, we turn out into substance abuse, we turn out to, we avoid our feelings. So we turn to the next thing to mask that feelings.
Because you know, I spoke to someone during some of the shows, and they say it, with most men, from a boy child to a grown man, we don't want to speak about things, but we lash out.
Yes.
So that's a form of communication as well.
It is a form of
So you
communication.
were asking for help, just they didn't get you.
They didn't. And I was not in that, you know, like you say, you were raised, and then you talk about, you try to face your emotions, you start crying and stuff, and society turns to you and say, actually, I'm morphine. Stop being like that. A real man does not do that. Man up. Don't, you know. And what do? We turn to other things. You know, that leads to gender-based violence. It leads to so much more. It leads to suicide. That's why the suicide rate amongst men in the world is the highest. And we need to start addressing these things, because our men are failing because we cannot talk about emotions.
That's true. Yeah.
I failed because I did not have a platform where I could speak about my emotions. And once I could start with dealing with my emotions, I started knowing my worth. I started growing as an individual. I started becoming an entrepreneur. I started believing in myself. I took back dancing. I took back my life. I took back my passions. I took back what made me happy. And that led to me wanting to give back to the community, which in a weird way, because I always say, you know, you think you're on this path, but what is meant for you will come for you.
What's your mother's name?
My mother's name
Yeah.
is Santi.
Santi, thank you very much.
She pulled me right, and you know what? It was fantastic, and I'm so grateful for my family, my support, and that's why I, you know, initially took this title up lightly.
Okay.
Through months of working in the community, seeing that I felt years ago, there are hundreds of guys going through the same.
Yeah, I had a friend that went through that, you know? And it started with me being totally honest with him. Like, he was upset. We totally didn't talk for like 2 months. He went through whatever he was going through, and he came back and was like, you know what? From this day forth, I know you're one of my best friends, because you could see me at a state where I couldn't even see myself.
And that is, I want to refer to that as male growth.
Yeah.
Because you could tap into your emotion and tap into his emotion, and you could have an emotional conversation. And that's what our men need to start doing with each other.
Yeah.
We need to have emotional, real conversations with each other. We need to say, the way you're dealing with your wife is not right. The way you're dealing with that substance is not right. The way you are lashing out here is not right. But what do? We high five and go, that's mad.
Yeah.
You mad.
Ah, let's have a drink,
Let's have
bruh.
a drink. Let's put that under, and that needs to end.
Yeah.
You know, we do raise a lot of awareness, and do right, and it deserves it, on gender-based violence. But we do not look at how many men get abused. We do not look how many men's emotions get abused. We do not look how men abuse themselves.
Yeah.
And that is what I've learned in this. And that is why I want to circle back, and I said, this is not a pageant.
Yeah.
This is an empowerment.
See, the way
platform.
you place that, you know, I think I was gonna give you 5 if it was speech time and it was a patch. It was like, no, that's it. That's a 5. You know. So let's thank you for the advice, though. You know, and opening up to say, look, I did this. I'm not perfect, but I took back my life. This is something that a lot of people need to try and do.
And it's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never. You know, people go, oh, you used to do that. Yes, but what am I doing now? I will give you something better to talk about. Because I'm taking back my life, I'm taking back my decisions, and I'm growing.
Yeah.
And I think growth inspires
100%.
and that's what we need.
Yeah. Right. So the pageant. Now you walk through the door and you realize, there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done for me to evolve into a pageant guy. Right. So let's get to the fun stuff of it. What excited you to the point that you stayed to the finals for the pageant?
Oh, there's a lot. First of all, you walk in and you meet all the contestants, and they all come with such a platform, a story, a background, and that's why I didn't expect to win the title, because they were righteous winners.
Yeah.
I think every single finalist in the...
So are you trying to be politically correct?
Oh, no.
Actually,
I must say, and I think Ruan's behind the scenes here, and even my pageant director would tell you, I am not the typical pageant person. I'm going to tell it like it is. I had my fights backstage. I got upset backstage. People annoyed me backstage. We had our moments, but it was strong personalities going up against each other. So we're not all friends.
Yeah, no.
That's what they're going to be like, no, we are all friends in the pageant. That's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, we all secretly hope someone falls on their face. Okay? Like, I was there backstage really hoping that people would mess up so that I would look good. But they didn't. They were really amazing. And so... But you get inspired by these people. So I was like, okay, I'm intrigued. I want to stay a bit more, what do you call it? I wanted to learn more. I'm very inquisitive, so let's see how this goes. Then we walk into the interview room, and because now prior to the pageant you have interviews. There's a panel of judges, they sit, they interview, it's lights, it's cameras, it is the works. And then that sparked it into me going, wait, they're not looking for a pretty boy to represent. They're looking for someone that can make a change. I was like, wait, that might be me. And I think that then got me to say...
So it hit you that time that, look, I'm gunning for this and I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do this. And I think at that point, I knew I want to win.
Yeah.
When I left that interview room, I left going, I need this.
This is it.
This is mine.
Yeah.
And I must admit, like all the nice clothes that you get to wear and all the nice.
Wait, do you get to keep those clothes?
So you get it yourself. You get your sponsors to come on board and stuff. So it is all you. Because you have to represent you in the true you. So that was the nice part. I've had fantastic sponsors that came on board. La Bianca, who does my hair. I've got Healing Grace.
Does La Bianca do beards? I need to.
I'm going to hook you up. She is amazing. She's on foot back at the in Krugersdorp. So you pop in. Go visit her.
Hey, La Bianca, hook us up.
There we go. She is a phenomenal person.
Yeah.
And then also, Donna from Healing Grace has the best facial products.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I don't wake up looking like this.
Yeah.
It is all Healing Grace.
Right.
Yeah, so definitely, a blunt punt right there.
Yeah.
I do have a code, so go to my socials, and then you can use my code, and you can go get yourself some Healing Grace products.
Yeah.
It's really great. They've got a range.
Who are you on social platforms?
Social platforms, on Instagram, I am Liam_Sounds.
Okay.
And on Facebook, it is Mr. Westrand 2021.
There we
Liam
go.
Van Vuuren. There we go.
So tell me, Liam, the plans for 2022. What can we expect from you?
I think, I'm working on initiatives very close to my heart.
Okay.
I do believe if I want to make a success out of my reign, I am going to have to leave my heart in this year. When I hand over this title, I want the community to go, we know.
So what if you have to hand it over to a person that you wish could fall in their face? Is it still going to be a nice hand over, or are we going to have a bit of a problem? We need to keep the police close.
Keep them close. I'm quite attached to this right now. But I want to inspire the next, the winner. So this year I will be working with the youth. I'm going to take my dancing to the youth. And do a bit more dance therapy.
All right.
And through that, just showing, because dance really changed my life. As a shy little guy, it turned me into someone that can't stop talking and stop being out there. And I want to do that for our youth. I think that's very important. I also I will be running a couple of workshops for men. To have real discussions. I'm launching a campaign called Inspire Boldness, and it's not because I am going bold. It is because I want to have our community to live boldly, make that bold decisions, make that bold choices, and take that bold steps towards who you want to be.
No, man, we're behind you. So if ever you need the Wild Show Radio TV to be part of anything, just let me know.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Come through. And is there anything that I didn't ask you, or anything that we didn't touch on that you would like to touch on before we close the show?
I think we touched on it, but I would like to reiterate on the fact that although there's a lot of platforms speaking to a lot of worthy causes, I would like our men to stand up and become gentlemen. And by gentlemen, I mean put yourself first, put your emotions first, so that you can be a better husband, so that you can be a better father, so that you can be a better son. So deal with that emotions. It's not nice. So
can we add that they be better gentlemen by buying gentleman's jack and not gin and whatnot?
Yes. We have to support locally. So you have to support every store, business in this town. Support locally. And I think that's also something that's very, very important for us. We come out of COVID, struggling times, we touched on it, and a lot of businesses are struggling. And it's very important for us to rather look within our local community to see where can I get my suppliers from. Let me use my neighbor instead of let me use someone in Cape Town or in the biggest Joburg cities. Let us empower our Westrand.
I think that's the biggest problem that we have. This is something off topic, but it's a lot of people that came to me to say, "Look, Grizzly, can I have a show?" And it's like, I'm not stopping you from having a show, but watch what we are doing and bring me something different. Because I feel like the biggest reason why we don't support each other is because we copy from each other. We all want to do the same thing, which doesn't make sense. But anyway, that's a chat for another time.
Very, very true. We try copy paste, and and that's pageantry. You see that. So now, this year's winner does X, Y, and Z. Now everyone that wants to win the title does exactly the same thing, thinking they're going to get the same results. But that winner was authentically themselves. And in business, you need to be authentically yourself. You need to be you. You bring something way different. I started a marketing company, and there's 5 billion marketing companies out there. What makes my company different is I own it and I run it, and it's got the Liam seal of approval on it.
I think in the past life, me and you were brothers. Like the mindset is just totally on point.
It's there.
Yeah, it's right there. I'm enjoying the talk, but we need to close the show.
True, we could go on forever.
Ladies and gents, this is the Wild Show Radio TV, and thank you to Mr. Westrand Liam for coming through and talking to us. Be sure to subscribe and follow him on all social media platforms. And whatever you're doing, like I said, just hit us up, and we're behind you.
Thank you very, very much for the opportunity.
Wild Show.